Hello and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay and choo-choo!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today. All aboard the murder train, pulling away from the station. We have some wild, absolute insanity for you this week. Oh, my goodness. 20 pounds of murder in a 2-pound bag. It's a lot. Before we get to that, very quickly, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Not only is there merchandise available for all 3 shows that we do, but also tickets for live shows. The 2026 calendar has been populated. We have a full slate of live shows, all for sale right this minute at shutupandgivememurder.com. I will go down the list very quickly. February 21st in Nashville. Those tickets sell fast in Nashville. Get those. March 6th in Durham, North Carolina. March 7th, Atlanta. March 20th in Phoenix. March 21st, also in Phoenix. That's a Your Stupid Opinions live show. Yeah. Get in there. Come for both shows. That's going to be so much fun. May 1st in Salt Lake City's already sold out, so sorry. Thank you for doing that, but no more tickets there. May 2nd in Denver. May 29th, Buffalo. May 30th in Royal Oak, Michigan. September 18th, Milwaukee. September 19th, Minneapolis. October 3rd, Dallas. October 16th, San Jose, California. October 17th, Sacramento. November 13th, Tarrytown, New York. And November 14th in Boston, rounding it out. So get your tickets right now. Shutupandgivememurder.com. While you're getting stuff, get yourself Patreon. Do yourself a favor. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. That's patreon.com/crimeinsports. That's our other show that you should be listening to. It's very funny. Patreon, what you get there is anybody $5 a month or above, you're getting everything. You're getting hundreds of bonus episodes you've never heard before immediately upon subscription, ready to binge. Then new ones every other week, one crime and sports, one small town murder, and you get them all. This week we're going to be, for small town murder, we're going to be finishing up Charles Starkweather because he is in the middle of a murder spree after part 1 where he blames his girlfriend blames him, and the back and forth of the two of them is amazing on this of the different ones. So get that, patreon.com/crimeinsports. And in addition to that, you get all the shows we do, everything, all ad-free with your Patreon as well. And you get a shout-out at the end of the regular show. You can't beat it. It's all we can possibly give you. So please do that, patreon.com/crimeinsports. That said, I think it's time, everybody.
Here we go. Yeah.
I think it's time to clear the lungs and throats and everything else you can clear. And let's all shout, "Shut up and give me murder." Let's do this, everybody.
Okay.
Let's go on a trip, shall we? We are going to Massachusetts this week.
All right.
Groton, Massachusetts. So or Groton, however you want to say. I know it's Groton, but I don't know if people wanted to say. I'm just giving alternate pronunciations kind of as a joke because no matter what the word is, it's never right. So it's one of those things. It's the I don't care anymore deal. You want it to be Groton? There it is. It's yours. Enjoy. It's Groton, Massachusetts. It's in eastern Massachusetts. It's about 55 minutes to Boston, so Boston suburbs out here. 45 minutes to Worcester, if you want to go the other way, and about 45 minutes to Wakefield, Massachusetts, which was our last Massachusetts episode 607, the creepy killer motives. That was that lake house murder. Remember where the guy said she it was crazy. The woman fell and then was in the water, and she would have had to have bounced 10 feet into the water
on the sidewalk.
People made of rubber kind of thing. That was a crazy case. This is in Middlesex County. Area codes here 351 and 978. Population of this town in less than an hour outside of Boston, but 11,254. Wow. This is a quiet, sleepy little town over here. Median household income. These people are doing well. Median household income, $169,497. That's median. That's crazy. Yeah. The median home cost here also a little elevated. $645,800.
Wow.
That is pricey.
Wow.
Yeah. 169 and 645. Everything is raised here. They have two mottos here. One is all are welcome, which, I mean, I don't know if that's really a motto.
Why wouldn't they be?
That's how can you keep people out? All are welcome, except the Irish. Like, you can't put that on a sign.
Not in fucking Massachusetts.
Not in Massachusetts. Yeah, everyone would leave. You'd be like, oh, there's like 3 Italian guys left.
Yeah.
That's it. And they also have faith, labor.
Yeah.
That's another one they have there.
Right.
So work hard and pray, I guess. I don't know. History of this town, 1655 is when this town was officially settled and incorporated.
Wow.
1655. The town was named for Groton in Suffolk, England, which is the hometown of one of the selectmen named Dean Winthrop. It was the hometown of his father. And also the hometown of the Massachusetts governor, also somebody in his family named John Winthrop also. So demonic possession. In October of 1671, the Willard family's 16-year-old servant, Elizabeth Knapp, fell into what was judged to be a demonic possession.
Nice.
This is during the witch trials and shit, and this is Massachusetts. Reportedly, the accused witch accosted Reverend Willard, having demonstrated, quote, violent physical actions, mental moods, sudden shrieks, changing of countenance, exclamations, fits, barking, bleeding.
Oh, yeah.
Up to this point, I'm like, yeah, maybe you pissed her off. You know what I mean? That just sounds like if you get married, that's what happens. But
barking and bleeding.
Not barking and bleeding. Now we're in another area. That's different. Speaking in different voices and ventriloquism. Throwing her voice. I don't know what's going on.
That.
Wow. And hurling accusations of torment toward the Reverend. At one point, she accused a neighbor of bewitching her, but Willard knew the neighbor to be a pious person and did not pursue that accusation. So, no, it's your fault. All right, let's get to reviews of this town here. Here's 5 stars. I've been in Groton my whole life. Grew up here. The schools are great, neighbors are friendly, and there's a lot of trails to walk and explore. It's beautiful in the fall with all the leaves changing colors. That's true. Gorgeous time of year. There are lots of cute little cafes and some fancy restaurants that are farm to table. I love living here. It's a very family-oriented, safe place. You can tell exactly what this place is.
Yes.
Very leafy, big houses, going out to fancy dinners, median income $170,000 a year. You get it. 3 stars. Groton is a pleasant and cute town with great historical stuff, but I personally have never felt quite at home here. You're not wealthy? Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
That's how I'd feel. I've had lots of great opportunities here, and I'm very thankful for them, but I don't think I could move back once I've graduated high school. This is a young person.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to afford this place.
Yeah, that's what's going on here. And 3 stars, the community is pretty rural and offers many opportunities for involvement in outdoor activities, hiking, canoeing, etc. In general, people in this area are friendly. And then 1 star, there are very few local businesses and none of them are hiring. So, luckily, Boston is right there. So, knock yourself out. Things to do in this town. Groton Fest.
Yeah, be rich.
There's nothing more about small town, when we do the small town things to do, than a festival that's just the name of the town with fest afterwards. If they have that, we're talking about it. Groton Fest. It's a family of festivals, 4 unique festivals held throughout the year in the heart of Groton, Mass. So they have one for each season. They have seasonal festivals.
Yeah.
In 1979, Groton Fest, since 1979, Groton Fest has brought our community together to uplift local businesses, highlight the work of talented artists and artisans, and connect residents with the nonprofits that support Groton and its neighboring towns. Okay, produced by the Groton Business Association. They sound like they know how to throw a party, huh?
Wealthy folk is what it is.
Oof, yeah, it is. Each festival shines a spotlight on the rich character, creativity, and spirit of our rich. Should be rich characters.
Rich,
character. Making Groton Fest a joyful tribute to everything that makes our town feel like home. Yeah. Our spring, fall, and winter festivals have become beloved traditions. Well, here is Groton Winter Fest. It's a celebration of holiday cheer, Jimmy, so we got that.
Of course, yeah.
We got Meet Santa, duh.
Meet Santa.
Meet Santa. Meet him.
Oh.
Hi, Santa. Nice to meet you.
I got it.
I'm James.
What is
Got
it,
a
Santa made of
meat? Yeah.
Steak Santa.
It is a big, giant pork chop Santa that's getting put to ham hock Santa. There he is, everybody.
Meet Santa.
So you can share your holiday wishes with the jolly man himself.
Yeah.
Hay rides, a carolers and live music.
All right.
So I think people are gonna be singing Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Hearty, warm food and hot chocolates, Christmas decor, garlands, and wreaths to buy.
Sure.
There. Winter clothing and accessories. This is all shit to buy. Handmade Christmas gifts and jewelry. Crap that people will be disappointed with, in other words. Baked goods and sweet treats. Local trucks. Photo booths. Here we go. It says that there will be bands playing at all of these different festivals.
Great.
And it says Music Fest for each season of the year, including Celtic bands.
Oh, boy.
Solus, Altan, and Lunasa. Jazz bands, New Black Eagle Jazz Band, Bluegrass / Roots, the Nefesh Mountain, and the Jacob Jolliffe Band, and High Horse. And
I think
of course,
country music, I think of Massachusetts.
I think of, I do. Although rural Massachusetts is pretty hicky.
Oh, there are some,
It's hicky out there, boy.
There's some scary characters.
It's
That's
just
where my
farms.
brother
That's
lives.
all it
the
is.
One the one that I just met. That's
the one that you just
He's
discovered.
a little on the definitely my dad's side of the family.
God. And there'll be world music such as Sunny Jane. Jain. So there you go. That said, let's talk about some murder. Okay.
Here we go.
Let's start with a lady. Okay. We're going to go back to the year 2017 for this, which is not that far removed. Everything is the same.
Yeah.
Your phone is the same phone with a different different software on it. That's it. So you got iOS, whatever the fuck it was then. Yeah. So here is Elizabeth Cleveland is what she's born as. She goes by Esu. ESU is her nickname. Is Esu? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe a younger relative or one of those things where I had an aunt that was called Dee Dee for decades because my cousin couldn't say Lorraine when he was 2. So she was Dee Dee for the rest of her fucking life. Literally till she died, everyone called her Dee Dee. That was that. Yeah, that's what happens. So this woman here, and she's 85 years old in 2017.
Wow.
Okay, she's born in Pelham Manor, New York. Very accomplished, this woman. This is a not only wealthy but accomplished person. She graduated from the Master's School in Dobbs Ferry, New York, then L'École Brilliant in Lucerne, Switzerland. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So she went to college abroad. And also to Connecticut College. She later earned a master's degree in divinity from the Episcopal Divinity School in Cambridge. So she's a real kind of religious woman and really energetic and really a go-go type of accomplished things type of woman. She got married in 1956 to a man of substance, this guy, Frank Danby Lackey III.
The third. Yeah.
The third, and he goes by Dan. Old Dan Lackey. Dan the third. He's born April 23rd, 1928, making him 89 years old in 2017. He's born in New York City, grew up in Pelham as well. I think that's how they met, and also lived in Delaware for a while. He attended the Phillips Academy in Andover, which is one of the most elite prep schools in the entire United States.
Is that right?
Then he went to Yale and graduated class of 1951.
Fantastic.
These are people I just look from the street at their lawns and houses and go, I don't know how these people do anything.
I couldn't relate to nothing.
I didn't know how to apply to a college even. I didn't even know like how to go get the form to do it. Never mind going to Yale and elite prep schools.
I didn't know how to take the test to qualify.
Oh no, that's. I didn't even know where to get the form. Never mind how to fill it out. I didn't even know where to get it.
Oh,
who has that? The guidance
I just
counselor,
found
a
out
teacher?
that
I don't know.
It costs money to apply to
a couple
schools.
weeks
It costs
ago.
money to take tests.
To take the SAT.
All this shit costs money.
We found. Yep.
I guess that's why they didn't tell me.
That's right. They're like, you don't need
money.
any.
Forget
nobody.
the education.
Nobody who thought they were getting any test money out of me. I'll tell you that much.
He fails tests for free.
Yeah, he does that all day long. He didn't even show up for half of them. So certainly. So then he went to the Columbia Business School, which is pretty elite too. After graduation, he enlisted in the Navy, which most people that go to Yale then get an MBA at Columbia go right to the Navy.
What's he trying to be, president of the United States?
Back then, but back then that's what people did though. In the 40s, after World War II, you would go in the Navy. It was to show you're well-rounded. You're a serviceman. That way, when you go to like jobs and shit like that, in these high-powered firms, when all those guys that are probably hiring you were in World War II, you can say, "I just got out of the service." Off
in all the colleges, the best ones, and then went into the Navy as a public servant.
So he's got frat guys, probably secret society people from Yale, and he's got the Navy. So, and that was a thing too. You didn't want to go in there and be like, I wasn't in the service, when literally every guy hiring you was a man who was in World War II, probably.
Sure.
So by 1957, they have a daughter, also named Elizabeth.
Okay.
They name her Elizabeth also. Yeah. So this is Elizabeth Lackey. She goes by Buffy her whole life, though. Literally a rich country club girl that goes by Buffy. Like, this is this is where that joke came from.
Yeah, she's probably the originator of it, too, because she's that generation.
She's born in 1957, big into the outdoors. She likes to fish for bass at Race Point Beach. Super into it. One of her friends, and this is kind of the sentiment of everyone that knows her, calls her a good-hearted person always. And she should be. She grew up with no worries whatsoever. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, grew up in a stable family with successful people, with a future in front of her, college paid for. I couldn't imagine what that felt like.
Probably great parents, too. Probably very supportive and kind to her.
And into the, it's what I mean. I can't imagine what that was like for a kid to have that kind of stability. It's crazy.
I hope two podcast dicks talk about my kids like this one day.
Don't worry, they won't. They'll be like her. His father, a barely literate comedian, and his partner.
The barely. That was so nice.
Well, I'm not going to sell you short. You're literate.
I got the words part fine.
Yeah, you can get it down. Yeah, you're fine. And his partner, the non-high school graduate, complete loudmouth dummy, fucking
the same thing, but can do the reading.
Yeah, same thing, but somehow learned reading skills. Oh, Christ. So while this is going on, Dan here, he's building a career in finance. That's where the money is. He knows it. He starts at Chase Manhattan Bank in New York, then spends years advising clients and managing investments for pension funds and nonprofit endowments at firms like Thorndike, Dorr and Payne and Lewis and Wellington Management Group in Boston.
Those sound like they make money. Yeah,
that sounds like you're making a lot of money. And it's all shit again. I don't know how to do any of that. So he eventually became president of the Spinnaker Capital in Boston, of the company Spinnaker Capital, which is an investment group. But the Lackeys also, you think they're just stacking cash, they're also insanely charitable. They give
away
tons of money away. Absolutely. Dan served as a trustee at the Chewonki Foundation in Maine from 76 to 2003. It's an environmental education organization that runs summer camps teaching children about nature and sustainability.
Yeah.
Dan created their first investment committee. He and Esu were members of the Chewonki's Osprey Society, which is their Osprey Society, which is their major donor group. Okay. I guess they're flying above, looking down, seeing what needs money. Lucy Hall, a former Chewonki director of development, remembered Dan as, quote, so generous, and I don't just mean financially. He was incredibly knowledgeable and incredibly giving of that knowledge. He was a caring, sweet person, and Esu was a dynamo and a rock of their community. So, I mean, these two are hardcore, upstanding citizens.
Yeah.
The Lackeys also run the Nadus Foundation, which is a family charity founded in 1997. According to tax filings, they gave to organizations like the Massachusetts Audubon Society, Friends of the Hale School, the Chewonki Foundation, Massachusetts Art Foundation, and the Masters School, which was Essu's alma mater. They have tons of charity shit they're doing away.
Awesome.
One person said about them, despite decades of generous support, Dan and Essu didn't want any recognition at all. They represented the Chewonki ethos at its best, always directing attention to others. They don't.
Okay.
They're the type that donates large sums anonymously.
Yeah, and then let somebody else take the credit. Beautiful.
This building donated by anonymous.
Yeah.
They're those people. Like that's insane.
Tell people I did it.
Dude, if I'm giving money away, I am telling.
You think I'm letting that shit slide?
No. Shit, no.
I don't even write Santa on my kids' gifts.
Shit,
Fuck
no.
that.
No.
I did this, goddammit.
That's right, goddammit. I slid my
Santa
fat ass
visits
down
your
the chimney.
mom's house.
Yeah. This is for me.
I didn't have a chimney. I locked that motherfucker out.
Dan also has time somehow to write 2 volumes of, quote, lighthearted verse. Some sort of poetry or something he's writing.
Okay.
He's super into sports. He likes baseball and tennis. One of his family members said his optimism and cheerful advice, his generosity, his fondness for tomatoes and strawberries and other red foods.
And beets and rhubarb.
Whatever he gets his hands on.
Big fan.
He eats pomegranates. He doesn't even take the skin off. He just bites into it like an apple. Yeah. 1992, they purchased their home in Boston, which is here on Common Street, which is about 40 miles northwest of Boston here. And it's not a crazy house either. It's a modest house. In 1992, so they're retiring and they're downsizing. They don't have the kids anymore, obviously, and everything like that. Now, Buffy, the daughter, went on to get married to a guy named Alexander Krauss. He goes by Lexi. Lexi.
Alexander, got it, yeah.
Yeah, Alexander. Lexi, that sounds like a guy's name, right?
Yeah.
No, but that's fine.
Whatever, man.
That's fine. Hey, call yourself whatever you want. I don't
Gal's
give a
name's
shit.
Lexi.
Lexi, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
boy.
Yeah, that's a porn name there. For sure. Even a stripper's like, I don't think so. That's a little too porny. I'm just taking my top off. That's nothing. So Alexander here, they get married. Now Alexander is a respected tuna fisherman. I don't think he's out there with a pole. I think he
owns the business.
Like he owns the boat. Who had moored his boats on Monaghan Island and later Rockport Harbor. So he owns the goddamn boats.
Several of them. They're out there pulling tuna from the sea.
He's getting tuna money.
Yeah.
Now, they're going to have some kids here. They're going to have twin boys, by the way.
Okay.
Twin boys, Orion and Cooper Krauss.
Yeah.
Cooper Krauss, that's tough. Orion, like the constellation, and Cooper. They're born in 1995. Buffy was like 38 when she had them. She was pushing it. Yeah. According to her friend, quote, she was so excited and nervous. Her husband is a kind soul. It was finally their opportunity to have children.
Great.
Now, a little bit about Orion here, and about Cooper also, I guess here. They're going to grow up in idyllic places here. Now, they spend their early years on the I guess it's Monaghan Island, I'm not sure, which is 10 miles off the coast of Maine, accessible only by boat. With a population of 70.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes. Take me there.
Those 70 people are killing it, and they don't want us talking about it.
Take me home, country boat, to the place I belong.
They don't want us saying this at all. I promise.
Less opportunity for assholes.
There's a lot of fucking boats out there that can make it.
Oh, man.
So you two boys, shut the fuck up.
You can throw shit at people as they pull up. This is my island. Go away. So that's where they are. Then the family eventually moves to the mainland because that's a rough place with the kids. What are you going to, we have to go to, Target. Well, get the boat. Fire up the boat. That's tough,
It's a lot of well checks. We got to take the boat.
Oh, fuck, that's a lot, man. So anyway, they eventually settle into Rockport, which is an affluent coastal place, and sitting there eating lobster rolls, and it's exactly where we want to live, basically.
Right. It's seacoast with fucking
rocky
no
beaches.
dick bags and thongs and short
hoodie
shorts.
beaches.
Yeah.
Hoodie
awesome.
beaches all around. So I love it. So they move there, and they have a normal upbringing. The kids, they're raised in an affluent environment in a wonderful place, hearing that ding, ding, ding sound from the ocean going on. I mean,
lots of chinging and chiming.
Smelling salt water, eating shellfish. What a great deal here. Now, Orion, somehow, out of all this, they figure out that he's like an insanely gifted jazz drummer.
What?
He's a really good drummer, and especially with jazz music. That's his specialty.
Fast boy.
Really strange. Friends described him practicing sometimes obsessively, they said. He was just, which is how you have to do to be great, So usually they said inside a barn on his family's property. He's got a practice barn. Wow. What a great life, man. Yeah. So other kids are doing other shit and hanging out, and all he does is practice drums and and he's interested in jazz. He's just super into jazz. He went to Camden Hills Regional High School, Orion did, gets straight A's, was named an all-state jazz drummer as a senior, which I didn't know they had.
All-state?
All-state, like the football team. I didn't know they had that for specifically jazz drumming, but apparently they do.
Is that fucking movie with Nick Cannon, is that considered jazz drumming?
I don't think so.
Drumline?
I don't think that's.
I think it's drum major, right? Is that who that is?
I think it's Drumline, but no, that's.
Yeah, but isn't that the drum major? Is that guy the guy that fucking?
But that's like marching band drumming. That's a different type of drumming.
Yeah, that's not jazz, right?
This is a band. Yeah, this is a different kind of thing.
But if you're a jazz drummer, don't you have like a guy there with a guitar and a dude with a stand-up bass?
Do.
Yeah, those guys don't get judged, just the drummer.
Just the drum. Well, maybe they do, but he wasn't an all-state any of those, and we don't know who those people are. They're not involved in our story.
Right.
Those people are strangers, Jimmy. So, hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you how to get the best holiday gift. It's an Aura frame.
AuraFrames.com.
Oh, you know it. I'm telling you, you want to be the holiday cheer spreader? This is the way to do it. And these frames, they do spread cheer. It's wild. I've given them to everybody. They always have them right in the kitchen. Right in the kitchen where everybody's hanging out and everybody, there's Grandpa. Remember when we did? It's so cool. You sit there and you talk about the frame the whole time. So it's nice. If you don't have stuff to talk about with your family, you will now. This Aura frame is going to do it for you. This can be the holiday tradition. You can put your holiday traditions on the frame. It's amazing. And, you want to see old pictures. Everybody wants to see pictures. People who aren't around anymore, maybe people who don't live around and can't get to your holiday parties. And you know what I mean? You're going to find those photos that make you feel like you're home. And that's what Aura Frame can deliver. It's amazing. You got to get one of these. First of all, unlimited free photos and videos. You just download the Aura app. You connect it to Wi-Fi. You can preload it before it ships. You can keep adding it from anywhere, anytime. You can even add a message before it arrives.
Oh, it's great.
You need to get yourself an Aura Frame. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. And Aura's going to tell you how. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter by using the promo code SmallTownMurder at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code SmallTownMurder. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Now back to the show.
Anyway, he's the band's director remembered Orion as, quote, a wonderful student who had a twinkle in his eye and was always eager to learn.
Great.
All right. Now, 2014, Orion's, pushing 19 at this point, 18. He joins a band.
Okay.
Like a band.
Okay, yeah.
It's a local band called Mostly Brothers and Company. So there's probably a couple brothers in there, I assume.
Two brothers and the drummer.
And there's 5 people. 4 of the other kids are all from his school, too, guys he knows. Yeah. They play in small venues throughout central Maine and around the coastal areas. And, they're always looking for, during the summer, those places are heaving with tourists and shit. They're always looking for a band in the background.
Oh, boy.
His friend, Wolfgang Bagel.
What?
His name is Wolfgang Bagel, man. Poegl is bagel. That's like how you do bagel. That's Wolfgang Bagel.
All right.
Wolfgang Bagel played basketball with Orion. Oh, it's just Wolfgang and Orion playing basketball. Can anyone give their kid a normal name? All right.
Wolfgang and Orion. What is this? This is 2017.
It's just Orion and Wolfgang Bagel playing some pickup ball. Don't worry about it. Playing some horse out on the playground there. So anyway, they were playing basketball all the time, and he described Orion as a great student and a phenomenal musician who was well liked by everybody. So the twins, it's time for them to go to college, Cooper and Orion. And they don't go to the same place. They go their separate ways. Yeah. Cooper goes to Ithaca College, which is in New York, at Ithaca. I think it's a SUNY school, as a matter of fact, which is not an expensive school.
No?
Yeah, no. And later on transferred to the University of Southern Maine, which is not a powerhouse there.
Either. Yeah.
Now, Orion goes to Oberlin Conservatory of Music in Ohio. Oh. And it's apparently one of the most prestigious places you can go for this in the country. Yeah. He studied under a guy named Jamie Haddad, who is a renowned percussionist and one of the top drum instructors in America.
Okay.
I guess, assumingly. That's what they say. Now, in studies in the Oberlin's jazz division, this is right from their website, Oberlin's, prepare students for careers as professional jazz musicians and for the advanced study of jazz in both performance and composition.
And composing. Wow.
Yeah, this is a serious school for seriously talented musicians.
Mm-hmm.
So, Orion, though, he's got a couple of problems. Seems like old Orion's quiver isn't quite full of arrows, if you know what I mean. No, there's a couple arrows short of a quiver over here.
His belt's missing a buckle?
Yeah. He's July 16th, 2016. This is the first 911 call his mother has to make about him, Buffy.
Oh, Ryan.
Buffy calls 911 from her home in Rockport, and wow. She says, "My husband is downstairs with him. I am upstairs calling you." The dispatcher asks if this is a suicide attempt you're calling about, and she said she didn't think so. So Buffy says, "Please don't send a policeman. I'd just as soon not have a policeman." I don't know who else they expect to send.
Yeah.
Over here.
A fireman?
Can you just send somebody over here to talk to us?
We got 2 guys we send.
Yeah, 911. Is something on fire?
Yeah.
Is there something illegal happening?
Right.
Those are the 2 things you call for. Somebody hurt. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. We really don't have that. Can you send a therapist over? Is not a thing you can request from the city.
Yeah, hi.
I need a therapist, and I probably should get me an MD, too, in case I need a script. Just bring them all over.
You got a dentist on standby?
Yeah, you know what? My one fucking molar back here. It's just I feel like I chipped it the other day. So that's what she says. The dispatcher said she'll send one anyway as a precaution. Like, I'm sending a cop. So Buffy says, "Tell them all my son needs some gentleness. He doesn't need any force. This has got to be a loving experience."
What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, you can tell that Buffy has not grown up in...
Yeah.
She's
seen social media, though, is the thing.
Oh, that's a fact. But she hasn't had many hard times, though, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Where I would never call 911 and think that a loving experience was going to happen on the other end of that phone, ever. I would think... You call 911, they're either coming with hoses or force or those paddles or guns or something.
There's handcuffs either way.
There's going to be sirens. Shit's happening.
Hi, 911, what's your emergency? I need a loving
This is a loving... That's hard.
I need a loving experience, please.
I'd like a loving experience.
I think you've called the wrong number, ma'am.
So I transfer you to, I don't know, the fucking Bunny Ranch in Reno? What are we talking about?
You're going to have to go to Nevada for this.
I don't think we have that here. That's not available. Now, I get Buffy's a nice lady, and she
cares about her son.
Some help, but she doesn't want the cops coming over and stun gunning her kid in the living room either. So I get what she's going for here. according to what ends up happening here, Orion's parents, Lexi and Buffy, say that he had came home not acting like himself, and he was, quote, screaming religious rants, which is...
Oh, what the hell?
That's never a good sign, really.
No, that's weird.
Elizabeth here, Buffy, told the first responders that he had joined some sort of cult, and she wasn't sure about drug usage or what he had done the previous night, but he's screaming about religious shit, and we think he joined a cult.
Oh,
so whatever happened that day calms down. It was a loving experience, and everybody held hands. They did a nice round of kumbaya, and everybody went back to one here. So it passed. Orion returned to school to Oberlin to finish his degree, and in 2017 he graduated from the Oberlin Conservatory of Music in the spring. He put on a senior recital in April, playing his own compositions on jazz drums. He's 22. He's ready for the world.
Yeah.
So his Facebook page had a picture of him playing drums, and his page on another social media site called Vandalism, which is a musician site, discussed his time playing in a Beatles tribute band.
Okay.
So he's getting some stuff done. Now, Dan and Esu, grandparents of Orion and Cooper here, what are they up to in 2016, 17? Well, they're pretty goddamn old. Like we said, they're in their late 80s, so old that they're doing well, but they also need a live-in caretaker.
Okay.
They need a woman that works for them pretty much all the time, basically. So they have a woman named Bertha Mae Parker, who's 68 years old.
Yeah.
She takes care of them. She, I guess, originally was from Louisiana, and, she's living in the area now, working for them. They're 89 and 85 years old. They've been married 61 years, Dan and Esu. So September 7th, 2017, Orion leaves his family home in Rockport without explanation. He's just gone.
Just walks away, huh?
Taking his mother's car without telling her. So he even leaves his cell phone behind. Which when someone takes off unexpectedly and leaves their cell phone behind, either they're going to jump off a bridge or someone has kidnapped them, I usually think. You know what I mean?
Taking someone else's car.
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's wearing a dirty T-shirt and gray corduroy pants. That's what he's choosing to wear here. Elizabeth, Buffy comes home from work at about 3:20 p.m. and sees her car is gone, and also her son is gone.
Yeah.
Sees the keys are gone, puts it together, and says, "Okay, he took the car."
Yeah.
So she panics, which is interesting because she had the same thought I had.
Yeah.
He left his cell phone. He took my
He's going
car.
to harm himself. Yeah.
Yes. So she searches everywhere. She searches like suicide places first. She goes to a breakwater nearby, which is like it's basically if you were going to jump off something and kill yourself, this is where you'd go.
Somewhere in Maine or Massachusetts. This is it.
She goes there. A hospital parking lot, checking to see if he'd admitted himself to basically for treatment. It's the park unit, PARC, which is it's at a treatment center in Rockport that focuses primarily on substance abuse services.
Oh, so maybe he's doing drugs.
She thinks he's got a drug problem, obviously. If she thinks checking to see if he checked in there. She checks a Walmart parking lot. Maybe he went to Walmart. Maybe he's just shopping.
Yeah.
No, maybe he's just picking out some fishing lures for the upcoming fall season. Who knows?
Maybe he just wants new underwear and just.
That's all. He wants a 12-pack of cheap underwear. Who cares? That's for him. So by 9:40 p.m., she still hasn't found him. It's been 6 hours she's looked for him in a small town. So if you didn't find him, he's just not around. So she calls a crisis hotline at that point, Buffy does, for a loving experience. Then when the crisis hotline says, what the hell do you want us to do if your kid's missing? Call the goddamn cops. This is, I don't know. We don't have can you send bloodhounds over here? Is not what we do. So then she calls the Rockport police and she says, quote, he's just a very tender heart who's troubled and I'm reaching out to help him. Now she tells the dispatcher that Orion doesn't do drugs or alcohol, but she checked to see if he was at a drug treatment program. But she said he doesn't own any weapons. He's only been gone 6 hours, but she's super worried. She said that, she described him wearing the dirty T-shirt, the gray corduroy pants, and said he doesn't even have a cell phone. And she said, we told him that the world wants him alive, and he did promise that he wouldn't do it, so I'm trying to have faith. I'm just concerned and I'm scared. So they're worried about him having suicidal ideations here. So that's what she keeps talking about. She said earlier in the day she went all over the place looking. She went to the parking lot. She did all that shit. She said, I've been trying to tell myself that my kid is just going to come home, that he's been with a girl, and he's not thinking about what I'm thinking or feeling. He's going to come home, and so I've just kept the lights on. That's what she tells them. Yeah. She tells them also he suddenly had the urge to go to Chicago, but they couldn't go with him, I guess. She said neither of us could drop anything and go with him, me or my husband. She said he might be heading to Chicago or to visit friends in Ohio where he went to school.
Okay.
So she asks, can the police check license plates that go through the tolls for my car in Massachusetts?
Great question.
Which is good detective work on her part. They're like, we're not doing that. Jesus Christ, what are you talking about?
That's not what we do.
Listen, lady, that's a lot to do. We're not doing that, all right? That ain't happening. No, not happening.
When we have some sort of indication that he's dead, maybe we'll do that. Or that he's committed a crime, maybe.
We'll comb the streams at that point. All right? What do you want from me? So then Buffy says, do you know how much of a relief I would have with that information? I'm just praying more than anything that he's headed out of state to his friends. But, since he didn't take a damn thing with him except probably a wallet, I'm not so sure what he's done. And I don't know. That's why I'm calling. So the police advise to check toll booths, and they call around to do that. They're looking for it. She's just hoping. She says, I'm going to be like, okay, I can deal with this. Give him some space and he'll be okay. I know it's only been 6 hours, and I've been sitting here saying to myself, I trust him. I love him. Have faith. He'll be okay. I'm trying to have faith in him. So then September 8th, the next morning, here, she gets a phone call from Orion. He's alive.
That's
great.
He's
fine. He's in good shape. He says he's totally fine. He's in the Boston area, and he needs a ride home.
Yeah.
Now, my question would be, don't you have my car?
Where's my fucking car?
She doesn't ask shit. She just says, where are you? I'm coming to get you. She's just relieved.
Good for her.
And that's that. So she goes to her son, drives down to Massachusetts, picks him up. We don't know where her car is in this mix. We don't know where he left it. If it's, who knows? If it got towed by the cops or impounded or so, who the hell knows? But the plan's to drive back to Maine, but along the way they decide to take a detour because outside of Boston is Groton. It's about 50 miles outside of Boston, and that's where the grandparents live. Okay. That's where Essu and Dan live. So they decide to go see them, make a stop and go see the grandparents on the way home. Yeah. Why not? We're already down here. It's 3 hours away. What the hell? So it's pretty much on the way. It's like, probably a little off the mark. And what grandparents wouldn't like to see their daughter and grandson coming to visit them?
Beautiful.
They love that shit. Yeah. They love it. So they visit here. They go to the house. It's a quiet little town in Groton, obviously. This is a very peaceful, quiet neighborhood they live in, leafy, very safe. So they arrived that afternoon. Bertha May Parker is there, the caretaker, who currently lives in Tewksbury at that time. She provides nearly 24-hour care. They're basically confined to reclining chairs in the kitchen most of the day.
Oh.
They're so old. That's pretty much what they do. So at some point, the four sit down for a meal. Not Bertha May, but Essu, Dan, Orion, Buffy. They sit down for a meal, Dan and Essu in their recliners, Elizabeth on a kitchen stool. Bertha May Parker's upstairs, perhaps doing something else. We don't know what she's doing. She's not hanging out with them. She probably says, I'll leave you alone with your family.
Yeah.
I'm not a part of your family. So at approximately 4:40 p.m., everything seems to be going fine.
Yeah.
Orion picks up the phone, and he gives a little call to Jamie Haddad. Remember him? He's his instructor, drumming instructor.
Right.
Former professor. According to Haddad's wife, Mary Gray, because I assume she answered the phone, he doesn't sound like himself. Orion says into the phone, quote, I've done something bad. I stole some money in my mom's car. And then there's a pause, and he says, I think I have to kill my mom.
Oh, my God. No, you don't.
Yeah. So they said, Haddad said, can you repeat that? Did I hear that? And he said, again, I think I have to kill my mom. Duh. That's what I said. So he also tells him that he intends to kill his mom with golf clubs from his grandparents' garage.
Good Lord, man.
And then he's like, all right, well, have a good one, and hangs up.
Uh-huh.
They're like, holy shit, what do we do here? He's about to do something crazy. So
oh, boy.
Mary, the drumming instructor's wife, calls the Rockport police in Maine at 5 p.m. because she knows they live in Rockport. That's all she knows. So she tries to reach Buffy directly and can't get a hold of her.
Okay.
So the Rockport police sergeant, James Moore, takes the call there. He says that Buffy had called the department about her son the day before. He contacts Orion's twin brother, Cooper, who tells him that his family's in Massachusetts visiting the grandparents.
Okay.
So the cop tries Buffy's phone, her cell phone, no answer. He tries the grandmother's number, the grandparents' number, no answer. So he Googles the grandparents' phone number and discovers they live in Groton, Massachusetts. So he calls the Groton Police Department.
Okay.
And he says, this is Sergeant James Moore, said, I was immediately asked if this was about Orion Krause.
Oh.
He's like, uh-oh.
What?
He said, I was advised that this was the 5th call in relation to Orion and that, quote, officers were at the scene.
Oh, God.
The 5th call. So apparently he's late, basically. He hangs up the phone. And why are the cops on the scene? Well, at 5:52 p.m., they had received a 911 call from a neighbor named Wagner Alcocer? Alcocer. Okay. Yeah. He's a 52-year-old guy who's a neighbor on Common Street there. They said, what's your emergency? And his answer to what's your emergency at 911 is, quote, he's a little bit crazy, and he keeps saying that he murdered 4 people. We don't know who he is.
Oh, boy.
So this is later on, this neighbor said, I opened the door, and he said, I need help. I closed the door on him because he was naked, covered in mud, and I didn't know what he had in his hands. Then I opened it again. What would make you open the door?
How curious are you,
to a scary, naked, mud-covered man like Schwarzenegger at the end of Predator at your door with an unknown item in his hand? You're going to open the door for that?
Hi, Curious George. You are incredibly naive. I would call
this
the
is
police,
what doors are for.
Yeah, and arm myself. I don't give a fuck what I've got. I'm going to the kitchen.
This is how nice of a neighborhood this is, though. These people don't even think that. They don't even think about it.
He probably shut the door and then was like, I didn't see that, and then opened the door again.
Maybe
and he's like, I did see that.
And then he says, quote, Orion said to him, help me, please, I murdered 4 people. Those are incongruous statements.
Yeah.
Help me, I murdered 4 people? Motherfucker, you don't need help.
No. Get off my... Here's some help. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So this Wagner guy thinks he's like either a drug addict, some guy literally tripped out took like 5 tabs of acid, lost his mind, or a severely mentally ill person that doesn't know what they're talking about. So he says he didn't understand it. You know, he's looking at him and he looked like a tall, skinny kid. And he said he was looking at him and thinking this guy couldn't hurt a fly. Who's some skinny kid? Yeah, it's just some skinny kid at the door. That's why he opened it. He didn't seem threatened by him.
Okay.
So the police arrive. They enter Dan and Essu's house. And what they see immediately, they said that responding EMT had to step outside so they didn't throw up. That's how bad.
God damn.
25-foot kitchen that looks like it's painted red completely, floor to ceiling blood.
Wow.
They find beneath a tree a baseball bat covered in hair, tissue, and blood. They find that underneath a tree. Okay. Now, what the fuck happened? Let's find out what happened.
Yeah.
Apparently, Orion went into the garage looking for the golf clubs, and instead he found the baseball bat. Couldn't find the golf clubs.
All right.
So he said that he then walked outside and practiced swinging by hitting apples. He went outside to get a couple of cuts in the cage.
Yeah.
Just to, before you step up to the plate in the on-deck circle, you want to take a few swings.
Sometimes you got to fight them off, yeah.
Try to time the pitcher. He went out and hit some apples around.
Wow.
Then he goes inside.
Okay.
And this is from the district attorney. Said he then went inside and immediately started hitting his mother in the head and face severely and repeatedly with this baseball bat. Just decided to attack his fucking mother. This nice lady who wanted nothing but good for him. Nothing.
Why did he do this?
Okay. Then his grandparents yelled at him to stop.
Yeah.
As you would imagine they would. But they were in their chairs and couldn't do anything to make him stop or to even get away from them. All they could do is watch. So he went over and beat them both to death in their recliners with baseball bats.
Oh, my word.
His 89-year-old grandfather and his 85-year-old grandmother.
For what?
I had old grandparents. I had my grandmothers both lived to be 93. And they were so frail.
Yeah.
When you hug them, it was like, oh God, gentle.
Oh,
Don't break them.
Can't imagine.
This is horrifying to do anything violent or even anything
What the fuck?
Quick motions you don't want to do around them.
Yeah.
So gets worse. During the attack, at some point, Bertha Mae Parker came downstairs, probably heard the commotion, I would imagine, and she sees what's going on and makes a run for it. She said, oh, shit, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Apparently, this is from the district attorney again, Parker was trying to get away when Krause caught up with her in the home's driveway and struck her in the back of the head with the bat. She died face down in a flower bed in the driveway at 68 years old.
Lord.
This poor woman. They said the ADA here, the assistant district attorney, said the wounds to everybody were horrific, to put it mildly. Blood cover in the house, baseball bat beneath the tree. Apparently what happened is by the way, Orion did all this, then stripped naked, wandered into the woods, covered himself in mud, and walked to the neighbor's house.
Why did he do this?
Naked. Dick covered in mud.
What the fuck?
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you how to get your kids some financial literacy here with Acorns Early.
AcornsEarly.com.
Absolutely. It's hard to teach your kids about money. It's not a fun subject. They don't want to know about it. So you got to make it interesting for them. And Acorns Early is the way you can do this. Acorns Early knows that you've got a lot going on.
You bet.
They know that. That's why they try to help you teach your kids about money one little step at a time. You can let them learn by doing and watching their potential grow for tomorrow. This is what you do. They can watch their savings grow. It's great. You want to teach your kids that hard work pays off? Well, Acorns Early is a way to do that. They can learn by doing, because it's hard to get them to do chores, right? So you have to motivate them, and you can motivate them with things, with money. With, that's how the world works. So that's how it is. Every kid has potential, but no matter what they grow up to be, they're going to have to deal with money. So you need to start building their money skills now. It's important. With Acorns Early, they can learn by doing and watch the small steps they take today grow into the big potential. A lot of parents like us didn't receive this kind of financial education, so you need to impart this to your kids. Acorns Early is the money app and debit card that makes it easy to grow kids' smart money habits. Acorns Early lets kids learn by doing. They can earn money with the in-app chores tracker, and practice real-life budgeting with automatic allowances. Even they can set their own savings goals. It's not just a card, it's their card, too. This is important, so they have some responsibility. Over 35 customizable designs to choose from. Plus, kids feel the impact of their spending choices, sparking independence and confidence with every swipe they make. And parents can get peace of mind, too, because kids securely manage their own money, while you can set limits, send money in seconds, get notifications, and step in if the card is ever lost. Because obviously, you want to protect your kids and all that. And this is really a big deal. You need to do this for your kids. Don't let them go into the world not knowing anything about how money works, because that is a nightmare, and we had to learn the hard way. So are you ready to join the over 1.2 million parents and kids who've unlocked their kids' potential with Acorns Early? Get your first month on us when you head to acornsearly.com/small or download the Acorns Early app. That's 1 month free when you sign up at acornsearly.com/small.
Now back to the show.
Yeah, apparently he came to the neighbor's back door.
Uh-huh.
And this guy said, I opened the door, and he said, I need help. And I closed the door because he was naked and covered in mud again. Then he opened it, and he said he looked like a nice kid who needed help. He said he had real red eyes, and he had cuts all over his body and blood above his eye and his knee, and he's covered in mud. He said, I thought he was the victim of a prank or in an accident because he looks like a young kid, too. He said it looks like some other kids fucked with him or something. Or he had a mental problem. He wasn't bleeding profusely or anything. And then he said, I murdered 4 people. But this guy doesn't believe him. He thinks he's just talking crazy. And then Orion apparently said, I need my sleeping pills. That's what he said. So this neighbor, Wagner here, was polite, and Orion was polite to him. They had a little back and forth. He even asked Wagner's wife to open the door for him since his hands were dirty. He didn't want to get it muddy.
Right.
So they called 911. That's the, he keeps saying he murdered 4 people. We don't know who he is. The cops, when they walk in, officer that responded said, I walked up the step to the back patio and I could see a white male in his early 20s sitting in a patio chair. The male was naked and it appeared he had rubbed mud all over his body. The male was also covered in thin cuts. He said, are you okay? What's going on? That's what the officer said. Hey, are you okay? What's going on?
Right.
His response is, quote, I murdered 4 people. Guy says, who? Which his first response at that point should have been, you have the right to remain silent.
Yeah.
But instead, he said, who? And Orion said, my grandparents, my mother, and my grandparents' aide.
Oh, everybody.
The cops, everyone, whatever they had, pretty much.
Yeah.
They said, where? And he points to the woods near the house and says, somewhere over there. He just, yonder, basically, is what he said. So they said, how? And he said, quote, I killed my family with a baseball bat. They said, what's the last name of your parents? Or what's the name of your grandparents? He says, Lackey, Lackey.
Dang.
So they cuff him, obviously. The officers head in there. They find a bed sheet. They wrap it around him, by the way, and sit him back down in a chair. Wagner goes inside, gets a bed sheet. And then they said Orion began to quietly sing to himself.
What did he sing?
And then he says to everybody, quote, I freed them. I freed them. He keeps saying it. I freed them. So, holy shit. The guys going to the murder scene, one guy said, I looked through a bay window and can see a light on. He said, as I looked in the window, I observed 2 elderly-looking people seated separately in chairs facing my direction. Both persons appeared to have severe trauma to the face and forehead. The door was locked, so this guy kicks it in, the sergeant, and he finds a horror. I mean, a horror movie. Couldn't be more horrific. You couldn't recreate it in a movie. Blood on the floor, blood on the ceiling, blood everywhere. He said the old people are in recliners facing forward. He said, as I walked a little closer, I then saw a third victim that I was not able to see prior. That victim was seated in a chair, slouched down with the back of their head against the corner of the kitchen island. And obviously that's Buffy.
Yeah.
So apparently the Elizabeth Esu had suffered massive head wounds in the attack, and everybody did pretty much. They checked the rest of the house. Then they go outside. They came in through the back, remember?
Right.
Then they go out front and said, we found a 4th victim outside, face down in the flower bed parallel to the driveway. That's Bertha Mae Parker. She's the only victim who was attacked from behind, and she's also the only one who ran. Everybody else was seated. They found an 8-foot trail of blood next to her body, which was, goes back to where she was there, probably dripping off the bat, I would think. So the EMT responding, like we said, had to step outside to not throw up. They found discarded clothes in the woods nearby, a bat beneath a tree covered in blood and hair and tissue.
Right.
They radio back to because the other cop they radio to the cop who's with Orion on the patio.
Yeah.
Having a chit-chat. And this cop said, I could tell in the tone of Sergeant Goodwin's voice that he may have found victims. So they read him his Miranda rights. He says he understands them and he doesn't want to talk anymore.
Okay.
He goes to the hospital for evaluation. During that evaluation, he tells a nurse that he's a heroin user.
Oh, Mom was right.
That's what he said. She would know. They said friends were completely unaware of any drug use. So if he was doing it, he was hiding it from everybody. His mother told police he didn't do drugs or alcohol, but he told the nurse he did heroin. I don't know why you would tell the nurse you do heroin if you don't do heroin. This is crazy. This is the chief of police, Donald Palma. He had a 42-year law enforcement veteran.
Yeah.
He said, it's something I could have done without for the remainder of my career, but it did happen. He said it was the worst he's ever seen. He'd had to bring in his entire department to respond. He said literally there was not another cop in town for anything. He said if you called our dispatch, they would send somebody from another jurisdiction. They would ask for help because we didn't have any cops left. He said it's a horrific situation and we're not used to dealing with it. I want to assure the town that we are safe, your department is safe, and we're going to continue on. Everybody's fine. So they have a vigil for everybody. The Reverend said 4 people are dead, 2 of them are elderly, killed by a young man who is known and loved by them. We do not understand this.
Yeah.
I'd like to join the congregation on this one as in the I don't understand this congregation.
Certainly, yeah.
I'm in the pew. Amen, brother. Like I don't know what else to say.
I can't believe it either.
The Oberlin Conservatory puts out a statement.
Yeah.
And said the nature of this crime is horrific and the grief of the family and friends is immeasurable, and yet Orion is one of our own. So they're not trying to hide from it anyway, that he went there.
Right.
Reactions are crazy. Wolfgang Bagel, he said, this is the most devastating news I've ever heard in my life. He said everything seemed normal.
My name was going to be the most tragic thing ever, and now said,
this. Christ's sake, Wolfgang Bagel, and now my friend's a murderer? He said he played basketball 2 weeks before the murders with Orion, and everything was perfectly fine. High school band director that he played under said, I just can't make any sense of it. The Orion Krause I knew here at Camden Hills would never have done something like that he's being accused of. She said he was a wonderful student. So she said his father would chaperone jazz band trips. His parents were supportive of his musical endeavors. So who knows? The town does not want to be defined by this, though. That is for sure. They want to be like, listen, this isn't us. He didn't even live here. They don't want to be the murder town at all.
He's from elsewhere.
Yeah, I would say. They said this is, who is this? One of the town manager. He said, when you have an event like this, it makes you reflect on the community. Groton is such a tight-knit community. It's such a wonderful place. It's a great place to raise a family, and I don't think one incident like this is going to change that. I'm confident that the town will rebound well. Yeah. And then the selectman, Joshua Deegan, said there hasn't been a murder in this community in over 20 years. Again, the other one this week that we did, the Kentucky one, 20 years.
20 damn years. Every 20 years, somebody's got to die.
Got to happen. Terribly, but their grandpa's got to die, and it's something
that is fucking unreal. That
they can't believe that.
I want to know what's the catalyst, man.
Especially those are like cool old people you'd want to talk to because they've like done shit and have cool experiences. Talk to those old people; they're fun. Don't beat them to death,
and you be kind to them, and they'll take care of you whenever they dignifiedly pass on
of their own volition.
Yeah.
So he said, haven't had a murder in over 20 years, and it's not something we're used to dealing with. 1 murder is bad enough. 4 murders is horrific, and this community is very much in shock. Yeah. So he goes to get arraigned. He said he's just his picture, too, he's just a real placid, relaxed son of a bitch, man. I mean,
God, I want to see this kid.
Calm morning on the lake.
Yeah.
So he said that the attorney, the DA, said this is a tragic incident of family violence.
Yeah.
The judge ordered Orion to undergo a mental health evaluation, which seems very warranted, at the Bridgewater State Hospital. A not guilty plea is entered on his behalf.
Sure.
The judge issues an impoundment order.
Of what?
Which seals all court and police records or reports related to the case. The order states because the investigation is ongoing and involves gruesome details, the information should be withheld. It also references allegations of abuse, though it provides no other details. The media outlets, including the Boston Globe and Lowell Sun, immediately challenged this order on constitutional grounds of you can't just hide willy-nilly, suppress police records. So this goes all the way through. They argue in court. They said future jurors in this case will be discussing these things long before my client has the ability to challenge their admissibility. So they're saying, the judge is saying it's to not poison the jury pool. That's why they're sealing it. Once everything's out, then it'll be open. Kind of like the Koberger thing was a lot like that. Because it was a very, well-known thing here. So Orion's father, Lexi, files an affidavit pleading for the records to remain impounded. He says, as the court can well imagine, my family and I have been devastated by both the recent deaths of our loved ones and my son's arrest for their murders. Speaking for the defendant's twin brother and myself, we're both in deep shock over what has occurred. In just the past 2 weeks, I've had to bury my wife, my in-laws, and see my son confined to an institution for the criminally insane. Must I now also read the grisly details of the crime scene in the newspaper? Must I hear the public discuss the precise condition of my wife's body when it was found? What good will it serve to force that information on my family and me? No doubt many are morbidly curious about such things, but I cannot bear them. That's life, man. That's America. If you were, that's just how it sucks for you. I mean, I'm not saying tough shit. I'm just saying that's, we live in an information
your boy did
society.
This. Don't take it out on us.
Yeah, this is an information society. You know what I mean? Your son did it, like you said. One family friend, a psychiatrist, also filed an affidavit arguing that Orion may be struggling to regain self-control in the face of an emerging mental illness, and releasing the detailed documents could set him back. So September 22nd, 2017, the judge rescinds the impoundment order. And, so that's that. Now, competency, 40-day court-ordered assessment at the Bridgewater State Hospital. They deem him competent to stand trial.
Is that right?
Yeah, I guess if you medicate him.
Yikes.
Court records show that he'd been administered antipsychotic medications since his arrest, and now he's feeling much better.
Okay.
His lawyer says he should be in a psychiatric setting, and, he shouldn't be in jail. This is what he is.
I mean, he should certainly be in jail, but,
Something. That's
lock this kid up
saying.
Forever.
That's what the lawyer's saying. He obviously should be in some sort of psychological issue or some sort
he
of
needs
setting.
help.
They end up diagnosing him as a schizophrenia.
Okay.
So he remains at Bridgewater to stabilize, and his attorney said he's smart but volatile. He's hard to deal with. So April 18th, 2018 is his Superior Court arraignment. When asked how he pleads in the charge of killing his grandparents and Bertha May, he says flatly not guilty. When asked about his mother, he starts kind of holding back cheers and choking, and his voice is breaking. He says not guilty. So his father and his brother are both there supporting him.
Okay.
His lawyer said, at the end of the day, I think mental illness will be the explanation for this event. An insanity defense, not guilty by reason of mental defect. So he also said, the DA told everybody that I would describe the scene as mildly as horrific. That's the most mild I can put it. So the trial's set for May 2019, and then it gets postponed for early 2020. And then COVID happens. Yeah. So he's transferred from the Bridgewater State Hospital to the Middlesex County Jail. Okay. He's attended other hearings. Alexander Krauss said he declined to speak, and he just said, I would say it's a mental illness that caused this to happen, and only mental illness. That's all he would say. Okay. September 2021, prosecutors offer a deal, plead guilty to 4 counts of second-degree murder instead of first-degree murder, and in exchange, life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
Pretty decent deal.
That's a good deal. It takes into consideration his lack of criminal record, his age at the time of the crime, and his clearly fucked up mental state. Clearly there's something wrong here.
Right.
So the district attorney presented the prosecution's case, him pulling out a baseball bat from a long paper bag to show. And
took it out back to swing practice.
And I'll show, it's covered in blood. I mean, it's stained red. It's nasty. Goes through the timeline, the practice swings on the apples, and talks about the cops people calling to try to stop him. And they said the calls came too late, Your Honor. They have family impact statements. here talking about this. The sister said the utter brutality, the human indecency, the cruelty of this act is beyond comprehension. There are acts that, with the veracity, the ferocity, the complete cruelty that our loved ones met that day, is a darkness beyond any theology or any philosophy and maybe any psychology of understanding.
Maybe.
He said, they said, anything to say for yourself? He apologizes and said, quote, I was in a psychotic state at the time. And he said, I pray we will be able to process it in the future, hopefully together, as he turns to his father and his brother and says that. The sentence, you jazzy lunatic, may fuck off. Agreed upon sentence, eligible for parole. In 25 years, he'd only be 51 when that happens.
Whoa.
Yeah. Man, that's a lot. So Orion,
I'm so
that's
scared.
51 is terrifying. He can still be drumming at 51.
Yeah.
I mean, so they said before he was charged with this, they're talking about all this, and his friend said it's a hard thing to think through mentally. He was my friend. I feel really sad this happened to him, and he could be paroled then. That's that. So there you go, everybody. There is Groton, Massachusetts. Holy shit. Head shaker.
Are those well off? The privilege. How can you say happened to him? He did this.
He did it. I don't know. I had mental problems. Something's going on.
He's not a
here.
victim.
No. I mean, he's obviously
something's wrong, and he was coddled. Maybe who knows?
I don't know. That's what I mean. Who knows?
Something's wrong.
If you have an idea, or if you just like the show, get on whatever app you're on and give us 5 stars. It helps a ton. Please do that. Head to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for live shows. Full slate of 2026 live shows for sale right now. I'm not going to do the dates, but I'll do the cities. Nashville, Durham, Atlanta, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, Denver, Buffalo, Royal Oak, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, Dallas, San Jose, Sacramento, Tarrytown, and Boston. And if you didn't hear your city on there, it's not because we don't like you or any of that. It's because we probably were there last year, or we were trying to go there, but it didn't work out with anything else on another weekend, and we couldn't.
Indy was the plan. It didn't happen.
Was a plan. It didn't happen. So there you go. So thank you so much for doing that. Get your tickets right there. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all the bonus material, $5 a month or above. Hundreds of bonus episodes immediately upon subscription. New ones every other week. We're going to finish up Charles Starkweather this week. You get it all. You get all the shows we put out ad-free, and you get a shout-out at the end of the regular show. If you want to find us on social media, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Drop-down menus take you wherever you want to go. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.